Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna check out a product that I avoided for many years. And the reason why is kind of silly. So when I initially looked at this product, I was like, man, this thing looks like a light bright. It just didn't look right to me. Basically, the product is so that you can have a dynamic marquee on an arcade game. Now, it became really popular with a product called the Atgames Legends Ultimate. And it does look cool, but it had to grow on me, and I'll kind of explain why. So when I saw it initially and saw the light bright model, I was like, I'm not really that into that. I call it the light bright model, but it's using an LED versus an LCD screen to duplicate the marquee. So it has a very unique look. And I don't know, I saw many videos about it over the years and I just wasn't into it, but one of the guys over at Pixelcade reached out to me. He's like, would you like to put this product on your Rec Room Masters cabinet that we did a review on more recently on the channel? And I'm all, I guess, right? It was kind of like, sure, I'll check it out. But then when I actually checked it out, I got really into it. So I was actually even debating paying him the money and not doing the review. But then I got it and I installed it and I was like, man, I actually really like this thing. So that's what I'm gonna show you today. This video was sponsored by them because they did actually send me the product. But if I have something and I really don't like it, I will actually pay the person that sent it to me for the product and I just won't do the review if I'm really not that into it. And this was gonna be one of those products, but it ended up not being, so that's so cool. So thank you so much to the guys over at Pixelcade. This does come in two models, an LED and an LCD model, and I will talk about that in a little bit. But without further ado, let's go into the garage and check it out, because there's one thing about this product that shocked me that I was not expecting, which made me like it even more. Okay, so we're in the garage hanging out by the Rec Room Masters cabinet, and you can see the marquee is already installed. And installation is pretty simple. You basically just remove the stock marquee right here, and then there's some installation instructions. This isn't gonna be an install video, but there's plenty of them out there. He's got links to help you install it. It does come with some instructions too. It's pretty straightforward and simple. There are specific instructions to install it on the Rec Room Masters cab, so make sure you follow those. Another cool thing is I've got these glasses, right? These new Ray-Ban smart glasses. And because of it, you're gonna be able to see my perspective as I'm doing things. And I may cut to that from time to time. But what I was gonna show you is as I scroll on the controller, you'll see that it will automatically update all of the marquees based on what system you're using. So not only will it do that per system, it'll also do that per game. So if I go into, let's say, I don't know, we'll choose a TurboGrafx 16 game. You're gonna see the TurboGrafx 16 show up here. And then what I'll do is I'll choose, let's see, I'm trying to think of my favorite TurboGrafx 16 game, probably Bonk's Adventure. And you'll see Bonk's Adventure will pop up. And it's gonna be like that for all of them. Another one I really like is actually Kadash. Kadash is a cool arcade game. My buddy Nick, that's a shout out to him. He loves that game, although I think the arcade version is better. But anyway, there's a bunch of great games on the TurboGrafx 16. I'm trying to think of the other one. There's a side scroller I really like, and I can't think of it right now. It's like one of my favorite side scrollers. Yeah, it's Legendary Axe. But anyway, so you can kind of get the point. The marquees will change. Some of them aren't as good as others though, I gotta say. But it's good for everything. So if you have arcade games, it does arcade games. So if I go into MAME, you'll see it also has a bunch of updated MAME files, for different MAME games. And it's pretty feature rich because it has almost everything in this image available to you in the marquee. Now, some people don't necessarily love maybe this look of it, but I'm telling you, man, it was one of those things when I first got it, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this review because I was like, I know I don't like it. And then when I put it on and I actually gave it some time, it really did grow on me. Do I like the LCD version better? Maybe, because I have an LCD marquee on the Extreme Gaming cabinets in there, but it's still pretty damn cool. And I actually think I'm gonna keep it on here. I don't think I'm gonna do the LCD one. It's got a kind of a cool little retro look to it, and I kind of dig that. But anyways, the secret thing that I found out about this thing that I was completely shocked about, I'm gonna show you right now. Just so you know, before we dive in a bit deeper, I want you to know this marquee supports lots of different front ends. I'm using a HyperSpin front end. This is actually Arcade 1. So it's actually arcade-1.com. It's their image. It's based on HyperSpin, but it supports Batocera. It supports other Windows front ends. I will actually have a link in the description of the page you can go to see all the front end supports it has, but you're going to want to check that first if you're interested in either the LED or the LCD version of this marquee. Here's a closer look at some of the marquees and what they look like. As you scroll through them, some of them are going to be different than others. I will let you know that the refresh rate on the display and trying to match it to my camera was a little bit difficult. So on the right hand side, you're seeing sort of this like bleed over that isn't here to the naked eye. So I don't know if it's my lights in my room interacting with the display or whatnot, but they look really good. They're bright, they're colorful, and you know, some of the games, if they're more familiar, like some of the games that are missing might say MAME. I don't come across a lot of those. A lot of them are actually here, but every now and then, this image has thousands and thousands of games, so every now and then you'll run into one or two that are missing, but for the most part, they're all here. And you'll see, you know, as you scroll down the list, they'll change. Some of them are animated like what you're seeing here, which is pretty cool, you know. And I think it's neat, this like kind of retro vibe that it kind of has. And I know I was kind of joking by talking about the Light Bright, but it reminds me a little bit of Light Bright. Maybe I'm just being silly when it comes to that. But yeah, that kind of bleeding or weirdness you're seeing on the right hand does not exist in real life if you were standing in front of this thing. Now, I know I said there was a secret. It's not really a secret. It's actually an advertised feature, but there's something about this display that I really, really dig, and I'm going to show it to you right now. It's just, I don't know, to me, I didn't expect it to do this, and as a matter of fact, you know, maybe that's my fault because I didn't really do a ton of research on this, because like I said, this wasn't a product that I really wanted to buy. But sometimes you don't know what you don't know until you test something out, you know, and I think it's pretty cool. So anyhow, this thing is available for a lot of different configurations and systems. Like they have an Arcade 1-Up version, they have an Atgames Legends Ultimate version, they have one for this. There's other ones too. So if you have a different multicade, just check on the website and see if the multicade you have is supported. All right, now I'm going to show you the thing that I think is pretty damn cool. Okay, so this is the thing that I thought was the most cool about this whole entire thing, is that if you're into virtual pinball, and you know, there's a lot of people that have gotten into that over the years. The cool thing is all of the virtual pinball tables will also display their DMDs up here. So if you think the games that are about this time period, the Williams games, had really cool DMD displays that were like dot matrix displays, and they look really good on here. So I mean, it kind of like adds to the element of this. This was something I didn't really expect. All right, here we go. Let's see. This is, I don't know, this is harder to do on here. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Ah, crap. I didn't realize it was the button and not the shoulder button. But anyways, I just can't get over how cool this is. So most of them, this is something you do have to install separately, but he has instructions on how to do it. But it's just like, man, I didn't really think this would be something I would like. And I was just like, oh, whatever. But it adds some cool, like, you know, kind of nostalgia to it, since this display looks so much like these original displays. I've been playing a lot of physical pinball lately, so it's kind of like hard to get used to playing digital again. But anyway, this might be something that you'd be into if you're into the virtual pinball stuff. Here, I'm going to switch to the camera view really quick so you can get an idea of sort of what it looks like from my perspective. You can see the display up there with my score. Oh, there we go. It's so weird when you play a lot of traditional pinball and then you go back to playing this, your timing's all like whacked out. This is cool. So anyways, you can play all the different games and they'll all have, you know, the displays up there. It's, like I said, it's something you have to install separately, but when you do, you can do this kind of stuff. So
I'll be back.
That to me was like my, man, this is really cool kind of feature. Look, when you have a solution like this, a multicade, it is really cool to have a marquee that's dynamic like this, because you're gonna run thousands of games, and unless you have a problem with the static image, which this is fine, right? This is fine, there's nothing wrong with this, or if you want just a single theme, but with that many games, people really like the idea of being able to scroll through and see them show up here. And I think with the added benefit of having it act as a DMD if you like playing virtual pinball, it's kind of a win-win. It does come at a cost though, so it is purely aesthetic, so it's one of those things you're kind of maybe splurging for to add a cool factor to your multicade. But keep in mind, there's this version, which is the LED version, and then there's the LCD version, which actually looks more like a high-resolution image of the Marquee, where this is sort of a reimagined version of the Marquee that kind of has a cool, light, bright, retro vibe to it. So it really just depends on what you're looking to do. Now, if you want to get something like this, there will be a link in the description. There's a bunch of different ones available for different multicades, so make sure you pay attention to that. Al over at Pixelcade's really helpful, so if anything, if you have questions, you can reach out to him and he'll get you set in the right direction. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like the content. Thank you so much to Pixelcade for providing this so I could check it out. This is a keeper in my opinion. And that's it for now, guys. We will see you on the next one.